So, you guys know that weapon that I was talking about a long time ago called the Gyrokinetic wand? Well, I finally bought it. This thing costed me about 55 million coins. Here's the recipe for this. I got it for a decent price of 55 million coins off the auction house, but it cost a lot more to make just by crafting it. But it's not as good as I thought it was going to be because of the cooldown that it has. It has a 30-second cooldown, which is a long time. Plus, it has another ability that we didn't know of called the Cells Alignment, and it just allies yourself to nearby players and makes them take damage also, so, you know, a little bit of a trolling weapon. But I could see this coming in handy for a tank or a mage, so I'm gonna test it out in this video. But before we get into the video, I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to me. That would be pretty pog. And yes, I said subscribe right this time. Wait, maybe I didn't. I don't know. People keep on saying I say it wrong, which I don't. But do it, subscribe, and let's get into the video. So this thing with ultimate wise costs 600 mana to throw down and 10 soul flow, which is a new type of like mana. But here are some skeletons. Let me just throw the thing down there. Yep. And they just get dragged to the middle. Now they just stay there for at least like 5 seconds, I think. But I can't use it again. Let me just buy some soul flow because I know I'm going to run out of a lot of this. And let me see the other ability. Cells Alignment. Well, I aligned myself, but how do I align other players? I just think it just automatically aligns other players. So let me try aligning this guy. I aligned 2 other players. I don't know how I aligned, but let me go get them killed real quick. Yep. No, I'm joking. So, I guess I'm just gonna align myself with this guy and see if I take the damage. I think... What? Never mind, boys. I figured out what the ability does. So the ability actually applies it to yourself and 4 nearby players for 6 seconds. But what it does is that whenever you get hit, if you get hit for like 50,000 damage, instead of you taking that 50,000 damage, you'll still take it, but it will be over a certain amount of time. So you could heal yourself in that a certain amount of time. So it's just still a decent ability, but it's not as good as I thought. On the other hand though, the ability that creates Gravity Storm is still pretty cool, but the thing that sucks is the cooldown. So I'll just use it on my island. This is what it looks like, and there. It's a pretty big circle. I don't know what this is, but it's like at least 8x8 or something, which is still pretty huge. We're gonna enter a floor 6 and see exactly how this works in dungeons. This probably works very well with a mage because the cooldown's only gonna be 10 seconds instead of 30 seconds if you're a high level mage. So now when I use the ability, it only has a 10-second cooldown instead of a 30-second cooldown, which is still a long time, but it's still pretty good. So we're gonna walk in this room and try to gather all the mobs in one area. Okay, so we got all the mobs in one area and we're gonna use the ability. Yeah, it just brings all of them there and I could just one-tap them, which is pretty good, but it feels like it would be the same if I just teleport. But most people do not have a Hyperion, so this is good for even any other thing that does AoE damage, because you could just create a void, shoot something in there to do AoE damage, and kill everything in there, so it's still good. So here's a zombie soldier. If it hits me, it does around 131, but if I use my ability, it does 43, 87. But when it leaves, I'm still taking damage. So that's how the ability works. Like I said, you still take the same amount of damage, but it's just split up after a certain amount of time. I'm not sure if that's how it fully works, but from what I'm looking at, that's what it seems like it does. You could correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Let me see if I could do anything. So I use the ability, it just drags everything in the middle, and it does actually do damage. I did not know it did damage. Let me do it again and bring them all to the middle. Maybe it's because it suffocated them or something, but let me try it again. So, I think it's because they're hitting each other or something. That's actually pretty funny. So if you have a Spirit Spectre and you cannot afford a Hyperion, this is still pretty good because it just freezes them, brings them into one area, and you're able to damage all of them at the same time. I actually want to see what this looks like on the Blood Room, so I'm just gonna, you know, just run in there. I'm gonna do it. Risk it. Alright. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, oh my god, holy crap. That was scary. Look at all these potions in the same area. So we're gonna test this out in the floor 6 boss room. This would probably be better to test in floor 7, but I have no friends and I cannot test it in the floor 7 without somebody to help me. So I'm just gonna test it on these guys right here, see exactly how this ability works. So I'm just gonna drag them all into that area. I mean, they do stay there for a while, so it's kind of like an ice spray. Oh my god. Please run away. Alright, we're just gonna do it again. Use the ability. Oh, it even goes for the golems too. That's actually pretty funny. The golems get out of their spot, but they're not moving. So you could just get the golems to like all come to the middle. Well, the weapon's not as good as I thought it was going to be, and you know, that's kind of depressing. But I mean, it's still a good weapon. It's more of like a supportive item. I think this is going to be helpful on Master Mode 7 though, because of the, you know, ability that it has to just bring everything into one area. And yeah, that's going to be the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed the video, I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe, and goodbye.